lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a completely unplanned video for you guys, but you will have seen by the title and thumbnail, I have a very special delivery today. As I said, it was not planned. I was not intending to buy this baby. I did, and I will tell you the whole story while I am unboxing her. But as you can see, I have a very large box here, and I can tell you it is heavy, so let's get into it. There is so much tape on this box, I'm not even sure how to attack this, but hopefully that means she is very securely packaged. So those of you that are my channel members at newborn level, you will already know what baby this is because you guys were the ones that forced me to buy her. I'm blaming you entirely. And I think the artist has basically used this as packing material in order to take up space in the box so that she didn't move around so much. I will say this is not a completed baby, this is just a blank, which is why it's obviously not like a super fancy box opening or anything like that. But you can see from this that this is a baby made by DMH Studio, which is Doris, and she makes the most gorgeous silicones. And I have got one. Here's the certificate of authenticity. I have got an Emily. So this is very exciting. Some of you may know I have actually been after an Emily for quite a long time. I fell in love with the kit, but the difficulty I've had is these are so expensive. So I wasn't going to buy an Emily because the blank kit on its own is around £2,000 I think, and so it just was way out of my budget because of course once you add the costs of someone painting on top of that, you can easily spend over £5,000, £5,000 to £6,000. Oh gosh, she is so heavy. I don't think I've ever held a baby this heavy before. So here she is. This baby I actually got from Ellie Habibi. She's partially painted and then was mostly stripped and resealed. So we will be having a look at her all close up. Oh my gosh, look at those fingers. I know at least the hands haven't been stripped because they were perfect, but the rest of her needs repainting. So I have been looking at different silicone artists that can paint her for me. But in the meantime, you know, she still does look very shiny, but that's because she's like sealed and ready for paint. This is so exciting. So I will just pop a little napkin on her to preserve her dignity here. But she is just the most gorgeous sculpt. Honestly, you can see her face now. Gosh, she's huge. And even like with fairly stripped paint, like she doesn't look bad, but she does obviously need some work. So I have been looking at different artists because I would like to get her completely painted and rooted. So that is very exciting. But let's take a look at some of her details. So here is one of her hands. They are very sweet. One of the reasons I love Doris's sculpts is because they are so realistic, and often on silicone sculpts what I find is that the hands and the arms and the legs are kind of disproportionate in terms of the size compared to the rest of the body. I definitely found that with my cookie sculpt, but with this one she is absolutely perfectly in proportion. And I just love those little fingernails. They have been done so beautifully, and honestly the fact that you can like move these fingers is such a treat when you're so used to vinyl, because this just feels so realistic. And then if we look at her toes, again a lot of this needs slight repainting, and I have been looking at a couple of different artists, and of course silicone just attracts lint and hair like anything, which is why I'm just picking bits off her, just because even as I've just had her in the room she has been attracting little bits of hair. But Once she is like completely done and matted, that won't happen so much. But I love the movement. Look at that movement. Oh, it's just stunning. Then you can see her face. She does have some colour on her, like some colour on the lips and on the eyes, and then definitely on like the inner ears. Like this is actually beautifully painted, this ear. But she has also been partially stripped, which you can kind of see in this area on the cheek. To be honest, I think some people would be happy with her looking like she is if she was mattified. So as I said, an Emily sculpt is usually around £2,000 blank, but the reason that I bought this one was because it had been painted and stripped and then resealed. So it was down to under £1,000, which is really, really good for an Emily, and was basically one of the only ways I was going to be able to afford this sculpt. And I just really liked her. You can see she does have a little open mouth. I don't really like to open the mouths too much of my silicones because I don't want them to tear. And she definitely does need quite a lot of work to bring her to life completely. I think she's going to look so cute once she's done, especially with how floppy she is. I mean, this movement, as someone that's so used to vinyl, this is just lovely. Like, she feels so great to hold. But obviously she does need quite a lot of work, so I am really hoping that the artist that I choose is able to do her justice, basically, and I think she will. I think she will. And she is incredibly heavy, so I'm actually struggling to lift her up like that with my arms out. So I think she probably weighs around 9 or 10 pounds. Like, she is a big bug. But remember, if you want to see her journey, do subscribe, and I will be doing an unboxing when she is all finished with her artist. I think it'll be a few months because even after I send her off, I will probably get her done on payment plan, just because getting silicones painted is very expensive. So it will be a while before you see this baby again, but hopefully once you see her, she will be completely done. This does mean I think I will be selling my cookie sculpt in order to pay for her to be painted, and because I basically like to have like one silicone at a time in my collection. But I think this girl is going to do so well online and be really popular. And as I said, I definitely wasn't intending on buying an Emily, at least anytime soon, but I was literally having a conversation with my channel members on Discord saying that I would like an Emily sculpt. And then like an hour later, I saw this girl up for sale, and it just felt like fate. Especially as I don't think Doris is going to be making any more Emilys. This might be my last chance to get one. Now, I know this was quite a short video, but if you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. As always, a huge shout out to my channel members, especially those that I won't say forced, but heavily encouraged me to buy this baby. And I will hopefully see you next time.